3 days ago, I woke up in the middle of the night. My shadow ushered back the curtain to take a good look at the moonlight. My arms wrapped around your waist like tectonic plates holding back the landslide of you leaving, and that 10 kiloton earthquake. And I know it's not your fault, pardon the pun, that I fall asleep in your arms in the morning like a whisper in a hurricane, you're gone. But your absence leaves this imprint on my bed like an anvil on my chest, and I know this isn't your home and you're just my overnight guest, and I realize that our schedules right now are so confusing, it's like we're reading Stephen Hawking's A Brief History of Time. Though in our case, it's like we're being tutored by this crazy Sanskrit sign language translator. Well, we're already deaf, dumb, and blind. And on top of everything, my good friend says that it's funny. He says that I'm now pushing the pram as opposed to carrying the cane, and there's about as much future in dating young women, he says, as there is in flying paper airplanes. But I remind him that I'm not Icarus, and I have no intention of being Orville Wright. I'm just hoping the moon will look kindly on our bedroom and see you sleeping through the night, but you keep leaving it. At 2 o'clock in the morning yesterday, you said goodbye. And I checked the Farmer's Almanac, and I read the forecast for July, because even though things seem to be going well right now, this feels like an exception to the rule. It's like a tsunami in the Mugabe, your fog's falling from the sky, and I've tried not to lose sight of the fact that when we do get time together, it's all bubble bath epiphanies, soul music symphonies, and what was beginning to feel like the most meaningful sex of my entire life. With no offense to anyone in the audience I may have slept with.
None taken, Sean.
Sorry, Lisa, Ivan, Duncan, RC. And I'm trying to be patient. Patient like the tortoise in the race. Patient like the sun waiting to go supernova over 10 million years. Patient because a scheduling conflict is an excuse I've heard too many times from my friends at the end of the relationships through these open ears. In general, I think it just means you're lazy. If you want time, you make time, you create time. And if you're working in the Timex factory or the Rolex factory in the kiln room, I suppose you could in fact bake time. But your constant leaving has me thinking that you think that the weather's changed. And the free fall from the stratosphere has left you drowning for air. Like you rolled out of bed and found yourself on the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. And I can't blame you for this. This isn't the first time my propensity for intensity has turned smooth sailing to this rough and tumble relationship ride. But I think I once told you that I lost my religion for relationships sleeping through the snowstorm of my adolescence, but I found this new fatalistic faith in writers like Oscar Wilde that remind me that all of us are living together. That some of us are staring at the stars, and with you, pretty lady, it feels like we can do trips around Orion like we owned his fucking belt. And we can make the constellations spell out inconceivable things like peace on earth, and everyone deserves food, shelter, and at least 2 orgasms a day. 3 in your case.
Definitely.
Yes, I realize that being patient in a relationship sometimes feels like you're trying to stop a tidal wave with your bare hands. And yes, I know making time for your lover can sometimes feel like you're traversing the ocean on one gulp of oxygen in search of dry land. But you and I will be fine. Because this morning at 8 a.m., I reached across your sleeping body in search of a pen and remembered that relationships only cycle into these emotional natural disasters. When the parties in question fail to realize that the little things, like arising in the morning and spooning one's belly against another's back like they're both sipping soup from the Big Dipper in the sky, are the things that really matter.